Good morning, everybody. This is Max Bergstrom. I am with Shauna Stevens, and we are having an episode of Elite Zone Live. We're going to be talking about the local ecosystem, all about how to build an online presence that grows itself. And ideally, that's what you want, right? You want things to compound. As always, well, as 90% of the time, I've got my co-host Shauna Stevens here. We've had a lot of really exciting stuff going on at Agent Elite. So she's been buried, but she's here and she's alive and she's ready to go. Boom, there she is. What's going on, Shauna?
Not much. How we doing? How's
We're
everybody
doing.
doing? It's been a minute.
Yeah, no, we're doing. Yeah, I mean, it's Friday and we're up, we're at 'em, and we're getting after it. So I'm
Yeah.
excited to talk about some local SEO and kind of the new rules of how local visibility works because things change so rapidly. So we're gonna get right into it. Are you ready?
I'm ready. Let's rock and roll.
All right. All right. So to start it off, when I think about SEO, it used to be about, stuffing keywords, writing blogs, just kind of like, long tail keywords, backlinks, things like
Hmm.
that. That it's just like the traditional, this is how you build SEO. And
Yeah.
it's not quite the same now because we've got this introduction of AI, right?
Hmm.
So Google, Apple, and AI tools, they're evaluating your entire digital footprint and not
Yeah.
just your website. Would you agree?
Absolutely. It's like the digital ecosystem, right? So the big thing that I think people might misunderstand and a lot of our agents are seeing is that when you look at AI and everything, what does AI use to gather information, right? Data, right? And
Yep.
so they are looking at the entire ecosystem. They're looking at your social media, your website,
Mhm.
anything on directories or other sort of like online business listings, or what are you posting versus what has somebody said about you, or historical data in a newspaper that might be a publication or anything. So it's data,
Yep.
no longer keyword stuffing, right?
Exactly. Exactly. Yep. So that's why, it's really, really important for agents to keep knowledgeable about this stuff and keep, on top of it. Because whether regardless of if they're doing it themselves or they've got some sort of marketing team that's doing it, we want to make sure that they're up to date with the current strategies. And
Yeah.
local presence is kind of now the foundation of SEO and visibility for
Yeah.
real estate agents, right? Because they're trying to scale in specific neighborhoods to start before
Absolutely.
they dominate the whole city. So, what we're going to do is we're going to talk about the local ecosystem framework, which is kind of the updated model for ranking, for gaining trust, and for being found online. And I know that we talk about this stuff a lot for all those agents out there, but there's a reason why we talk about this so much because this is the way to grow. So, let's go ahead and get into visibility and why it's not just Google anymore. All right.
Yeah.
Uh, Local visibility, multiple platforms you need to have up to date, consistent, all synced. There's Google Business, there's Apple Maps, there's Bing Places, there's Yelp, there's homes.com, real estate directories, AI engines like ChatGPT and Perplexity and Google and things like that. There's all of these different places where you need to rank.
Hmm.
And one of the last times Justin was on, he was talking about how AI doesn't just look at Google. Like, okay, look, they have a lot of reviews on Google, they're ranking there, so this brand is good. He said that
Hmm.
they like will look at your 70th top ranking platform
Yeah, they
online.
take
And
a they take like a inventory of it all, right? To
mhm,
decide how to rank, what to rank, right? You have to remember, like, what is Google's intent, right? Google's intent is to keep their people using them to come back. Because if Google has more traffic and is dominating and people are staying on them using them, then they can go and make money by selling advertising space to other people. That's like where they're going to make the money, things like that, right? And so what is the best way to keep somebody using something is providing value and providing actual insight that is reputable and relevant, right? And so in order to do that, now Google's got a bunch of other players that it needs to collect data from to make sure that it keeps providing value to its user base,
Yep.
right? And so yeah, you might be like, "Oh yeah, I've been on number 1 of Google the last, 5 years," and then all of a sudden AI pops up, and if you don't jump on that AI train and what it wants, you could see that your rank goes down and decreases. You're like, "Oh my god, what's happening? Why?" Algorithms constantly change, right? And the best way that I can explain that is like, look, we all remember when the yellow book was here, right? And it was advertising in the yellow pages, right? It's no longer like that. It was, okay, let's go ahead and do keyword stuffing SEO. That is part of a strategy, but a small piece now. It's not the strategy anymore. Why? Because there's billions of websites out there that are competing for the same thing. So
Exactly.
then you have to go, okay, it's more about content. It's more about getting traffic, 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 traffic. No, now we're in an era where it's like it's not about the quantity, but more the quality, right? So you have to put all that stuff out, but you have to be intentional about it and
Yep.
write as if you want somebody to read and perceive it, because that's what Google's and every other AI is looking at is how would somebody really use this? Is it going to be used in a way that people read, understand, and the tonality? And so it plays a big role into how you rank on Google or other avenues. I know so
Right.
many people that no longer, and I did it for 6 months. I didn't go to Google. I went to ChatGPT
Exactly.
or I went to Gemini. Like I'm
Yep.
I'm trying so many different AIs to figure out which one I like better. They all do a little things differently. So then
Yep.
I end up like, oh, I like this one for this one for this. Now let's piece them together. Right. And so you have to be in that, manage that digital ecosystem the way that your clients, your buyer or seller that you're targeting wants to search so that you appear there. And that's what the biggest thing is. It's playing the game of these engines, right? But it's also playing it better and faster than your competitors. And that's how you're going to rank.
Exactly. Yeah, and interestingly enough, like 4 or 5 years ago, I remember seeing real estate benchmark industry stats for the percentage of home buyers that start their search on Google, and it was like 90%, right? Like pretty much everybody.
Mhm.
Now, the newest from Bright Local Surveys says 68% of home buyers start their search on Google, which tells me, I don't know for sure, but possibly in the past 3 years or so since ChatGPT came out, that's where people are searching now,
Mhm.
right? They're not just going to the Google search bar. In fact, I don't use it too much unless I kind of already have a good amount of knowledge on something. But if I'm
Mhm.
going out for something that I want to learn about and I don't know about, I'm going to go directly to ChatGPT or some sort of AI because it's going to pull, I can list exactly what I want and it's going to find the best, most valuable source, right? So now, if somebody goes to ChatGPT and they say, who are the best agents in my area, or what's my home worth, or what neighborhoods are, growing the fastest, AI is going to pull from your consistency across the directories, from the review sentiment, not just on Google, but Yelp and
Yeah.
Bing, like all of these places. It's sure it's going to look at backlinks and things like that, but also your public facing content. What kind of content is that? Your authority across the whole entire web. So that's, the reason why building up, the whole ecosystem is so important, because if your info is inconsistent and AI doesn't trust you, then it's not going to recommend you, right?
Absolutely. And that, you hit on that at the same time is like we so many people go to ChatGPT or, Gemini, Perplexity, wherever they see fit, right? To ask it questions and to educate themselves. You are in an education era. Like I know better than the person who made the thing, right? I
Yep.
know better. I know. So now I can go into, and you got to think about it. I can go into ChatGPT and say, hey, what area should I live in if I, want to raise a family, have kids and the
Yep.
husband, but I want it to be safe and I want it to be great school system,
Yep.
rating this, and I want these amenities around me. Like
Yeah,
it
I'm
can
I'm
pull those
health
things up.
conscious and I do
Yeah,
yoga and I got like exactly like you
you
can
can
be
put those
so
things
much more
in,
specific.
and it'll give you like different areas. I could say, hey, look, plan me a trip, a road trip cross country for 2 weeks from San Diego to, I can put New York if I wanted to. You should do longer than 2 weeks. And hey, I have this car, so we get X amount of gas mileage, and I have
Mhm.
a 7-year old. So keep in mind, we have to use the restroom every hour.
Yep.
And we need eating spots, and you can plug all that in. It'll be like, here's our recommended itinerary. Boo, 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 boo. Stop here, lodge here, spend 2 days here, and go check out these scenic areas. Like,
Exactly.
it pulls all that data in faster, and so it's a tool to help you save time and do more, not to replace or anything, but you have to know how to play the game. So, would you mind if I shared my screen?
Oh, no, absolutely. Go for it.
So, yeah, what I wanna share everybody is kind of what Max says, is you can type in real estate agent near me, or, I'm gonna put a location, right? So we'll use Austin, Texas, right? And
Yep.
this is what a standard search could do. Somebody would pull this up. You're going to get your standard sponsored ads right here. It's pay to play. Then you're going to get the Google Map app, Google Business, right? And this is a lot of where people find local experts, right? Now, you can have a free Google Business page, but you have to be also the one that keeps it up to date and connects to all other directories, okay? And what I want to show a lot of people is that there's another AI mode just built into Google right here, okay? And a lot of people are searching with AI mode either at the top or their search bar. Instead of just clicking search, they click AI mode. And it's this is what's circling and looking at the internet. And we've got Kane Realty, we've got all these other places that are up here, okay? And I want to break it down of like, if I am a real estate agent in Austin, how do I get listed as a local expert in these results? Right? Like, you can literally ask Google or AI what to do, and it's going to tell you. Look, foundational steps
Mhm.
is one, create your Google business profile,
Mhm.
claim and verify the profile, complete all information, your NAP, name, address, phone numbers, okay? Fill in your business information, service areas, detailed description. The more info you fill out, the better. Select the right categories. Are you a real estate agent, realtor, things like that. One thing to know when you are creating a Google business page, do not put in the name of your profile realtor. They will suspend you instantly. Just
Ooh, that's good.
fun
That's
fact,
good.
okay?
Yep.
Look, high quality visuals. They want to see photos. They want you to post on Google Business. Okay. Now, oh, I can post on Google Business. I didn't know that. Yeah, because it used to be called Google Plus. They deactivated that and merged it into Google Business
Yep.
Profile. Okay? They want you to build authority. How do I do that? Encourage client reviews, respond to all the reviews, create backlinks with other sites that go back to them and to your website. Showcase that you're the expert on your website, create local guides, publish local market reports, utilize keywords, okay? Get involved, use social media, okay? It's telling you, the algorithm is literally telling you what you need to be doing to rank higher. I can take it a step further and go, okay, I have all this. Why am I not ranking high on GBP, Google Business Profile, or the map? And it'll go in and it'll give you some more info. You might not rank high because you have fewer quality reviews, maybe
Mhm.
lower prominence, meaning you don't have enough data and information out there, weaker online authority, right? Maybe your competitors have stronger backlinks.
Yep.
Are there gaps, incorrect categories, distance, right? You're not competing against, oh, I created this profile. Let me put out there, oh, I created a website. How come I don't have ranking? You are competing against the competitors and everybody else out there that's also doing that.
Exactly.
And so little tips like that can really help you. I'm going to do a little, blurb out here and just say, how can Agent Elite help with this?
There we go.
Just a fun fact, everybody. We are here to help you. And Agent Elite is a digital marketing platform, and we provide specific tools to help improve all of this reputation management, review optimization, local presence, everything. We have systems and tools that'll help get you there. It's not going to solve it for you. You still have to work at certain things, but it helps build that out. And we just launched, and it's a soft launch. We literally just launched a I just stopped sharing next just so you know. We literally just launched a new local presence elite tool that actually also helps give you recommended actions. And what it does is it scours the internet. We take a couple of your top competitors, and what it's doing is it's providing and producing searches every day on you and the competition to see what comes up for them. And then it gives you more actions that say, hey, your competitors have more posts over here. Hey, you need to be doing more of this here. And it's ranking you and showing you what is going on so that you can level up the playing field
Yep.
for you and yourself.
Yep, that's awesome. Yeah, so I mean, everything that you just showed backs up the fact that the new ranking currency is trust signals.
Hmm.
Like, and I don't mean to say like keywords and backlinks, like those are still relevant and important, but that's alone is not going to do it anymore. So you have to be, beefing up all of your online presence and being fresh, new, consistent, show that you're working it, right? It works if you work it. So AI and Google, like you said, they're going to reward the agents who post consistently, who have uniform business information, who are earning, recent, diverse and recent reviews. They're responding to their reviews. They're producing local focused content. They're showing digital behavior engagement, right? That they're actually
Hmm.
responding and engaging with people. So yeah, I mean, I think that's huge, and I love that you just kind of showed the, you know, what is it? The like the
AI
core,
mode, yeah.
yeah, like the core, local ecosystem in AI. That was a great little presentation there. So the must do actions that we get out of that: post at least weekly, right? And to Google Business, they want you to post there. Add, somebody's like, what do I post? You can post homes, community spots, client wins, testimonials, lifestyle photos, things like that. And then I heard this too, and I don't know if this is big too, but Q&A content I hear is
Hmm.
another thing that like is really helps, right? Because I would
Hmm.
imagine that AI is going to scan for,
Yeah,
questions pertaining to certain areas and things like that. So like what makes, Austin homes sell fastest? Like if somebody's looking,
absolutely.
yeah. So
Right, so,
that's
like,
another thing.
writing those blog posts around that, having FAQs on different pages, even on blog posts, things like that, definitely helpful, right? It beefs up the content, it beefs up the authority. And the reason that those questions or Q&A work is because what are humans, what are we all typing in when we wanna know something? We're asking the search engine or the AI a question.
Yep.
"Where is this? How far from here to here? How do I solve this? If my kid does this, what should I do? Right?
Hmm.
If I want to live in an area, where should I go? What is the price point of this? Like we're all asking questions to better educate ourselves and to be the one that knows it all, right? To identify should we do this or not.
Exactly. Exactly. And also adding in your services, buyer's agent, listing agent,
Mhm.
marketing evaluation, things like that on your profile as well are going to make it easier. So,
Yeah, you wanna add in the services, the categories, things like that that can beef it up, but don't lie about it. Be who you are so that you don't get dinged, right? But even if it's like there's even features in there that says like women-owned business or different things like that that you can go ahead and add in. Not saying it will hurt or help or anything, but it's added content. Like so you have profile fields that you can go and fill out that you wanna make sure you're filling out or have a tool like local presence that allows you to fill out all the information and it pushes to all the directories. Because at the end of the day, Max, like as a real estate agent, you need to do everything in your power to be available and of service to your clients, relationship
Totally.
building, contacting.
Yep.
Agents and the ones that we find that are really successful do not have the time to log in to 70 different directories and hubs and everything and update this information. That would cost you 10 plus hours a month because it's not a one time set it and forget it. You have to
No.
constantly be updating, logging in, making sure that nobody's tampering, making sure that it's locked, making sure that you're posting on things and it's connected.
Yep.
Otherwise, it's not relevant and new. If you just set it and forget it, but agent A, B, and C over here are in there all the time, once a week, once a day, once a month. That's more relevant than the guy that's not doing anything. He did it once and he's done. Google says, "Well,
Exactly.
I don't know. I don't know if I believe that because that hasn't been updated in 2 years."
Yep.
He just updated it the
Exactly.
other day,
Yeah, no,
right?
that I mean, that's a really, really good point. And another thing that I've been hearing from some agents is, well, I don't do my business with AI. I'm a white glove. I want to make sure that everybody knows that it's the personal touch and I don't use AI. And like that's all well and good, but I guess what I want to say is I think that agents who are doing that might just not like the fact that it's here and this stuff is
Mhm.
happening. And so they're kind of like pushing it away. And I'm telling you, don't do this.
It's
It's
already
here.
here. You're already behind if you haven't started.
Yep,
Okay.
it's already here, and your white glove service, that's fantastic, but use AI as the tool to get
Yeah.
those people in front of you. And also with your reviews, something that you can do that will help AI rank you better as well. And I heard this from an agent who I had a conversation with just a couple weeks ago. When she sends out reviews, she will ask her clients like, "Hey, can you please type up a review and send it over to me? I would really appreciate it." And then she looks at it and she'll modify it a little bit and send it back to them and say, "Is this okay if I post this as your review?" And what she does, so for example, let's say Shauna sold my home and she's like, Max was, or I send a review and I'm like, "Shauna was great. Our home sold fast, top service, really would recommend." This agent would take it and say, Shauna was great. She helped sell our condo in North Park, San Diego in seven
So just
days.
like
If
elaborates it,
Yeah,
detailed.
yeah, like if you're looking for
Absolutely.
a home in North Park in San Diego, she's the best, So yeah, so she would add in those localized phrases
Keywords and
in the
everything.
review
Yeah.
and then ask them like there's nothing wrong with doing this. You're not being disingenuous. You're just saying, would you
You're
mind if
saving your client time. You're asking them for something, and then if they respond and you get a like a lot of people out of businesses go, "Well, why didn't they say this about me or that or that?" Like, well, you did you give them that insight, that
Yes.
information because they
Yep.
don't know what you want. They're just, "Okay, I helped you 5-star, good."
Exactly.
Right?
Right.
And so another tip along that is like, "Hey, would you mind leaving me a review? Here's the content that you could post. I wanted to save you time so you didn't have to do it. You can copy and paste it, blah, blah, blah,
Yeah,
blah."
is this
That's another
okay?
way.
Exactly. You're just saying, is this okay? And,
I
yeah.
I do wanna point out one thing though, is like, she takes it, edits, "Is it okay?" And then posts. She's posting that on her website, guys. She is not taking that and posting it on Google or anything
No,
because
yeah, they have to do that.
those they have to do, right? So
Yep.
just don't start doing that yourself. You're gonna be like, "Why am I getting blocked?" Or because you just
Yes.
posted, right? So just
Yeah.
little things like that.
Yeah, so you post it on your website, but yeah, the best practice is get the buyer or seller's permission, your client's permission, and then ask them if they say, "Yeah, this looks great," then say, "Awesome, here's my link. Do you mind just copy paste it? This will really help me help more people like you in my local area." And that's what I do.
Absolutely.
So and they're definitely going to do that. And guess what, guys? A couple other things that we've talked about, Shauna, in particular, talked about how trust and reviews are starting to trump the personal referral. The newest
Mhm.
stats that came out, 87% of people trust reviews just as much as a personal referral. And
Absolutely.
the gap is closing, right? Because
Mhm.
we're walking around with a smart AI computers in our
Yeah.
pockets. We can find all of the info. So that's really important. And then, to our point here is reviews mentioning the city or neighborhood will boost your relevance by up to 20%. So if you are able to add in the neighborhood, a zip code. I mean, that might look a little weird. You could probably just stick, they sold our home in 92117.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
probably not great, but you get the point. Like a local neighborhood within a city, super, super important.
And to hit
Um,
on that is like you have to remember the review is the online referral, right?
yes,
Like
exactly.
that is the online referral. So it's no longer the word of mouth referral like this, but it is the online referral. It is a fact check, a verification. Am I
Hmm.
making the right decision? Let's see what people say. And the sad part is you could have 500 5-star reviews and 2 1-star, and it brings you down a little. And people go, but you did this, even though that's
Yep.
0.01%.
Yep.
You got to make sure you're responding to those, even if they're bad. Respond to everything because it shows the other side of who you are and how you handle a situation. It can
Yep.
help you more than anything
For
on that
sure.
end.
Yeah. No, I mean, buyers and sellers don't necessarily care about hiccups that happen. They care about this, like, what's the solution? How did you
Hmm.
fix it? And how,
Yeah.
how do you make them feel? So, I was just on a BNI meeting yesterday, and one of my clients, her presentation, she's a real estate agent, and it was all about the emotional roller coaster of, what buyers and sellers go through, and how what she does with her clients, which this is brilliant, but she uses like the Tony Robbins personality system. So she's like, hey, this guy is really short form. He wants bullet points. He doesn't like to talk. So an agent on my team that fits his personality best is so and so. And when you
Absolutely.
send him emails, just short, straight to the point. Where somebody else, nope, she's more chatty. She wants more information. Book a phone
That's
call. She's going to
good.
want to talk to you on the phone. Yeah, right. So it's like profiling which agent
It's
is
like
going to
a
match up.
personality test of like how does this person respond? Because that's like communication that we're not taught is like, hey, talk this way, say what you need, do this,
Yep.
mean what you said. Yeah, but
Yep.
that's great, but some people assume different things with different communication styles. That's smart.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I thought it was great. It just opened my eyes up to a lot of things. Awesome. Awesome. Well, yeah. So moving along here, guys. I want to mention what, in my opinion, is a non-negotiable for real estate agents now. You have to have local pages on your website. Okay, individual neighborhood pages. If I am an agent in Lincoln Park in Chicago, then I should have a neighborhood page dedicated to Lincoln Park in Chicago. And that should be loaded up with valuable information about the neighborhood. That should be loaded up with, stats about moving in, moving out prices, schools, review, all of this kind of stuff. Because again, we talk about the fact that the agent is the neighborhood expert. You're not just helping people buy and sell homes, but local website pages, super, super important. And obviously, that's something that we at Agent Elite can help with as well. But every time I visit a website, if the agent has laid out like where we help, and it's neighborhood page, neighborhood page, neighborhood page, it makes it so easy to segment out that and find whatever listing or whatever area I'm looking exactly
Mhm.
in. So, and that's going to give you a nice
I'm
boost.
even gonna tell you to push that a step further, right? Because like Lincoln Park is one, but a lot of people have smaller communities and neighborhoods underneath that broad one, right?
Yes.
So if somebody was like, "Hey, I'm gonna move to Lincoln Park. I want to live in this," I'd be like, "Well, what part?"
Yeah.
Right? Do you
Yep.
want Central, Mid North? Do you want, Triangle, Old Town, Park West, Ranch Triangle, Sheffield, Wrightwood? Where? You
Yep.
can break it down even more to get more specific and granular to those little neighborhoods that somebody would want. And what that does is instead of just one page on Lincoln Park, now you have four, five, six. That's going to help you even more get granular, more content, more self-focused community areas.
Yes, that's a fantastic point. The hyper local specificity, right?
Hmm.
That's going to convert like 5 to 10 times better than just a general neighborhood. So yeah, I
Yeah.
think that's fantastic. And the other thing is the social and behavioral signals, with AI being able to scan everything, it's measuring engagement across the web, right? So, you know, how much time are people spending on the website? If they're not looking on your site and getting insightful, hyper local, neighborhood based info, then they're probably going to bounce off your website quicker, right? Your social
Absolutely.
brand activity. How many clicks are you getting? How many video watches? Do you even have videos on your website?
Mhm.
How many people are mentioning you across the web on social media? How consistent is your content, not just on Google, but on wherever your
On
audience
everything. I
on
would almost
everything.
I would almost go out and say, "Look, what you do posting social media consistently, but also your website is probably more important today than it's ever been because of the amount of data and how fast AI can scour data, pull it all in, and push a result." Okay? If you wanna be that top person, that go-to local expert that's always being chosen, and you want that visibility, because I'm telling you right now, 90% of agents are invisible in today's digital ecosystem.
Yep.
Okay, they
Yep.
rely on their broker site, which again AI goes, oh, that's Coldwell, let's leave that. It might have your name, so you might have something, but let me do this: you are one page out of the entire book of Coldwell Banker, Keller Williams, anything
Exactly.
on their website.
You're a
Okay,
needle in a
so what
stack of
is
needles.
what is that one page going to do for your AI search visibility or any online search visibility when the
Bury
agent
you.
across the street from you has their own website that's branded, that's built out for 500 pages? Who's winning that battle? Like, they're winning the visibility war. And that's what it is. It is a visibility war that you've got to keep climbing. And let me tell you what, the minute you think you've won and you're at the top of Mount Everest there, somebody else is going to try to one up you, and it's always this race. It is a continuous, infinite battle. You have to keep playing the game.
Yeah.
You just have to
hundred
keep
a hundred
changing and
percent.
adjusting to the rules that get thrown out there.
Yep. So yeah, so tying this in, if we, kind of like, if we were going to create like a flywheel loop here, if you will, you've got accurate listings, which means more map views, which means more clicks, which means more traffic, which means more reviews, which means higher trust, which means even more visibility, which means more leads, right? So, like an example scenario here, you're an agent and you fix your directory consistency, or use Agent Elite's local presence tool, or whatever you're doing to get this done, right?
Yeah.
Then you're updating Google Business weekly, at least. You're adding, 3 new neighborhood pages. You're launching 2 community videos. And then you're requesting, let's say 10,
Reviews.
exactly 10 new reviews, right? So in like 30 to 90 days, you're going to see map pack ranking improve. Are you going to be at
Hmm.
number 1 or in the top 3? I don't know. It depends on where you're at and what your competitors are doing, but you will definitely get a better ranking. Your
Yeah.
website traffic is going to increase. Your Google Business profile, like the calls and clicks, that's going to go up. Your blog pages are going to gain keyword traction because everything else is
Hmm.
working in unison. And your AI tool, the AI is going to recognize you as an entity. And that's
Yeah.
that's what you want. You're not just a page on somebody's on Coldwell
Hmm.
Banker's. You are
Yeah.
a real estate
A brand.
professional.
You're
You're
a
a brand.
you're out there, right? And you're visible. The number one thing we hear is, I need leads, I want closings, I need more, people aren't doing this. It's because you're invisible in the digital ecosystem of today. Okay? Why did this shift? Because AI came out and new tools and new things are going to come out, right? And so, to go back to your point, Max, is like, if you are not adapting and jumping on it, you are behind. And I get it.
Hmm.
We want to push it, change. Oh my God, I've been doing this. I've had success. Why would I
Yep.
change?
Yeah, well,
Right?
I'm referral based. I
I
don't need any of this. I've been doing this for 20 years, and yep.
absolutely. And to counteract that, your referral base, great. What's the first thing when somebody's referred to you that they do? They go verify and look you up online. Okay?
100%.
Do you want them to see all the other companies that are monetizing your name? Or do you want to be the one that's in control of that? That's point blank
Yeah.
what it is,
Yeah.
right? And if you're
Absolutely.
invisible, they're going to a competitor. It's not the fact that, people aren't selling or buying anything. Yes, it's declined a little bit, but it's the fact that they're going to your competitors and finding them before you, right?
Hmm.
So embrace AI, because I'm telling you, when Facebook came out, when social media came out, when the internet came out, everybody was like, "Oh my god, what is this?" And then you know what? You had to embrace it. You were forced to, but you were behind the 8 ball when you finally did. You've
For
been playing
sure.
this catch-up game. This is your time to not have to be behind and not have to play the catch-up game. If you jump on now, you are going to be light years ahead of everybody else.
Exactly. And all of you agents that may not want to do all of this stuff and get on board with AI, look, you don't have to. I'm going to blow your mind real quick, okay? So at Agent Elite, we've got a local presence service that pushes your info to 200 plus directories. It fixes all your inconsistencies. It protects your identity online, and it's going to build the entity trust with Google and AI that we've been talking about, right?
Mhm.
So you don't want to have to do that. I get it. You want to handle the conversations. Check out local presence. And then all the other stuff, concierge, there's weekly content posting, there's blog creation. We can build neighborhood pages. We can automate your social media. We can, add a chat bot and automate your reviews. We've got monthly strategy calls that you can get on and talk with us. We've got behavioral tracking, follow up funnels, so who's browsing your listings. It's going to alert you in real time. It's going to track your leads across your IDX pages, and it's going to prioritize the warmest opportunities for you. And that means you guys, as the agents, handle the conversations, but we handle the visibility, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And
So
it's a system that's built in, it's easy to use, tools that you log in, you have a mobile app in your pocket that you get to carry around, so it's like that AI assistant, right? And, we teach and train you how to do it, and then we have some services where we can do it for you because we understand every agent's a little different. You have the done for you agent, the done with you, the done by you agent. We have packages that cater to you and how you wanna run your business, and how much
exactly.
success do you wanna have and when.
Yep, and you can't have it every which way, right? Like you either do the work yourself or you pay somebody else to do it. If you're going to pay somebody else to do it, make sure that it's people who have a good track record and have been doing this for a long time and
Mhm.
know what they're doing. That's what I can say.
Yeah,
And just really like to wrap everything up, I think if there's one thing that I want people to know, it's like you don't win with one platform anymore. You win by connecting your entire digital ecosystem. So these are the conversations as an agent that you need to be having. Local presence is the new SEO. You can check out our resources on Agent Elite. You can check out the podcast, Elite Zone Live, Elite Zone, Get Real. We've got all of these articles and resources and things. We're writing about this stuff consistently so we can get this in front of the agents who want to learn about this. And look, if you don't, we get it. Then just hop on a call with us so we can map this out for you and push it forward.
absolutely, absolutely. Hey, if you're not doing these things, you're invisible, and we wanna make you visible, right? So, jump on the phone and at least learn something from it, reach out to us online. We just wanna help agents have more success and visibility and stand up against the big box brands out there that are trying to steal your business. We
Yep.
wanna give it back to the agent.
That's it. So that's my challenge for you is just schedule a demo. Just see what it's all about. And if you don't want to do that, then just go check out our content and leave us
Yeah,
a comment, on this video or on social media. Hey guys, really resonated with it. Like we also need to know what you guys want to hear. So we
absolutely,
we want to hear that. So if you're like, hey, this isn't what about this? I need to learn about this. I need to learn about that. That's what's going to help us think, okay, we're going to dive into that and we're going to find a solution.
absolutely.
Awesome. Great episode, Shauna. Great to see you. And I'll see you again next week. Until then, I hope everybody has a fantastic week. Get out there, make sure you're consistent across all of your platforms so AI ranks you as a top agent in your area, and have a killer weekend, everybody. We'll see you later.
Bye.